Let's explain in this video what Ohm's law is all about. It really just means that if the voltage increases and resistance stays the same, the current will increase. Think of this as your garden hose. If voltage is the pressure and resistance is the restriction, if I was to turn up the knob on the hose to allow more pressure, as long as the hose diameter stayed the same, if I put more pressure, I would get more flow, and current is the flow. So all it means electrically is the same thing. If we increase the pressure or the voltage and the restriction or resistance stays the same, then the flow of electricity will increase, which is the current. And the other part of Ohm's law, if the pressure stays the same, so let's say I have the pressure on halfway on my garden hose, if I was to compare my regular garden hose and then switch to a more narrow or a smaller diameter garden hose, I would get less current flow or less water flow out of it. So all Ohm's law is stating is that if the electrical pressure or voltage stays the same and the restriction increases or gets bigger, it will be harder for current to flow, so current has to go down. And those are really the only two things that you need to worry about. And the formulas will calculate what the different parts of the circuit are, like what the voltage is in a certain part of the circuit, what the current is, and what the resistance is. In a nutshell, these two statements are what Ohm's law is really about. So let's see if we can simplify those statements a little bit more. Let's say instead, if E, or voltage, goes up, I, or current, goes up. And if R, the resistance, goes up, I, the current, would go down. It's pretty much saying the same thing. So let's simplify it even further, just so we can have something that we can visualize in our head and memorize it, and then it'll stay with us for whenever we need it. So now down here on the bottom, I've just simplified it even further. If E is up, then I goes up. If R goes up, then I goes down. So if the voltage goes up, the current goes up. If the resistance goes up, the current goes down. And that's pretty much all Ohm's law is about. Now let's put a little math to that current formula. Let's look at just this middle formula, I equals E divided by R. And we'll put some numbers to it so that we can show that this is what would happen. So let's say that the voltage is 6 volts, E is 6, and the resistance is 2 ohms, R is 2. So to do the math, I equals E divided by R equals 6 divided by 2. I, or the current, would be 3 amps. So now let's take our Ohm's law information and let's say what would happen to the current, the 3 amps of current, if the voltage E, instead of being 6, if it went up to 8. So if E went up to 8 and R was still 2, then current would go up to 4 amps, because now it's E divided by R, 8 divided by 2 is 4 amps. So if the voltage goes up, the current goes up. And what if instead we change the resistance? So E is still at 6 and R was at 2, and that gave us 3 amps. But what if R, or the resistance, increases to 3 ohms? So now I'm going to have 6 volts divided by 3 ohms, and the total current would be 2. So the current would decrease. So Ohm's law just makes these statements, and it's defining this mathematical relationship between voltage, current, and resistance. And the Ohm's law formulas are just giving us a way to make the calculations. In the next video, we're going to practice working with the Ohm's law formula just for some simple math practice, and then we'll move on to applying them to series circuits. So I'll see you in the next video.